New bike day here a couple of weeks ago. I broke down and ended up buying a Santa Cruz Heckler SL after demo riding one through my local bike shop. So fell in love with it on the demo ride. Figured I had to have one, and in under 2 weeks of ownership, I got over 50 miles on this thing. So it's really been a game changer for me as far as riding, because now I'm willing to go out and ride on trails that I used to not want to ride because it was just too much climbing, or it's just too hard. I'd look at something and go, oh, I'm not going to climb that. So I'd just avoid the trails, and now I can kind of they're all open to me now. So it's been a lot of fun. If you're interested in this bike, or it's something you're looking at, obviously all the specs are out there. I'm not going to go through all of the gear ratios. I did get the Axis derailleur, the wireless shifting, and I absolutely love that. You can program that with your phone. So I've got mine set up to where I can do 3 shifts at a time if I hold the button down, or single shifts up and down, and kind of got it dialed into the way I like it, which is good. The gear ratios are great. But what I wanted to do today is go out on a ride. This will actually kind of be a recovery ride, because my last ride was pretty brutal for me, so I'm still sore. So kind of a recovery ride. But I want to show the battery life and kind of what you can expect out of it on its different settings. And I'll go through each of the settings and how it works and how you read it. And this isn't going to be a killer ride. It's a pretty benign ride. We're going to start. I live up in kind of up on a hill here, so ride down the hill on asphalt, then catch a trail, and a little bit of climbing, nothing much, and then back up to the house here. So I don't think this ride will even last an hour. But anyway, we'll measure the battery life from the beginning of the workout through the workout and at the end, and you can kind of get a feel for what kind of range you get, because I know that's a question that everybody asks, and it's obviously got a lot of variables on, how much battery are you using out of the settings, how steep, how long, how rugged, etc. So anyway, this will kind of give a base mark on where to start, and hopefully you find it useful. All right, let's go riding. All right, we are good to go. Starting the clock, starting the timer right now. And off we go. Real quick, almost forgot. So to turn the thing on, you just push this little lever, and then you can see the bike start up. And then here there are settings. So that is the least resistance, or the least help you get. That is considered, I guess, the normal, the green. And then you've got a little more enhanced, and then this pink one, which is the biggest assist available. So for the sake of the argument today, just to see how battery life is, I'll put it in the highest one. So this will be the most battery drain, and we'll go from there. Really like the suspension. So the bike is geared pretty low. I'm about maxed out. I'm in the hardest gear, and I'm spinning about as fast as I can. So the motor on this does not help past 20 miles an hour. So we'll just cruise this and enjoy the downhill for a bit. You didn't see me run that stop sign. All right, so that's kind of the first part of the downhill. We got a little bit more. But at least get to hit a trail now. It is a absolutely beautiful spring day in San Diego. Kind of days you'd like to see all the time. All right, got a little bit of an uphill coming through here because I want to do more trail than less. So there's a trail that parallels the street. And as you can see, again, this is a steep, fairly steep grade, and it's not too challenging. I'm usually in a granny gear by the time I do this on a conventional bike. All right, more downhill. It's been a while since I've been on this trail. I have no idea what kind of condition it is. It looks pretty good. Okay. Sort of grass cut now, all right. Interesting. Still going downhill. Hey, pup. I'm upsetting a lot of dogs this morning. All right, so it used to be you would turn off right here, but this has been fenced now. Guess property owners don't want people going through it. So this is somewhat of a newer trail going behind neighborhoods here. But it is a trail network, apparently. Also, not related to this video, but I've also been playing with the suspension a little bit. I've got everything opened up on compression and damping, just to kind of understand the gears a little bit better. Or the suspension a little bit better. All right, first little climb here. Oh, there we go. Good shit. Well, this is kind of cool. Didn't know this was going to be like this. Definitely pushing off some doggies. All right, where do we go here? Okay, it's getting a little grown up. All right. Okay, wouldn't be climbing this if I weren't on an e-bike. That would be a walker right there. And I think I see the exit. All right, it's a little blast. No cars, I hope. All right, that was kind of cool. And then back to more downhill. right, so that's about the end of that downhill run. That's about 2 miles of mostly downhill, which means 2 miles of mostly uphill, obviously on the way back. Oh, I wonder. Let's see, one of these guys mind if I come across here. It's okay? Probably, yeah, across, just straight across? Sure. Oh, I appreciate it, so thank you, guys. It's bien. Gracias. All right, lots going on in the little town of Bonita, California. So we are here where the climbing starts. You can't really see it through the trees, but there's a water tower. Oh, there's the water tower. That's the destination on this climb that kind of snakes its way back up. It's probably around 450 feet, I think. We're about 3 3/4 miles into the run for just under 20 minutes. So we'll start the vert. As you can see, I've still got a full battery. There is a horse on the trail up here. I don't want to scare them, so kind of see what they're up to, and then we'll go from there. But let me get a little bit closer, and we'll see what's happening with the equestrian. There they are. Yep. All right, we'll let them come down and then we'll kick off. All right. So here we go on the climb. Again, I'm in the most enhanced setting, so I don't kill myself going up this, and immediately I can tell the difference. This climb can be a little challenging, especially when you're out of shape and old. One of the things I like about this motor is that I can just kind of throttle back and just spin my legs. And on this setting, at least, I'm walking right up this, and heart rate's about 119, so it's I'm not killing myself. But if you want to work out, you can throttle it back. And if you go to that lighter setting, well, believe me, you are getting a workout then, because this is still although it's a lightweight e-bike, it's still 42 pounds, so you'll definitely feel that. It's very slack. It feels like an enduro bike. The 29er in the front wheel I really like, and I'm also, the mullet design, that 27.5 in the back, it gives the bike a very playful feel, even to be as big as it is. But honestly, a little bit of this weight is nice in a stability form, because it's, you don't feel as like you're getting bounced around as much. A little more forgiving on the terrain. And again, I think you can, I see the water tower out there in the distance. Our ultimate destination. This trail is really popular with a lot of the equestrians. Bonita is kind of horse country down here in the southern part of San Diego County, so you see a lot of horses and equestrians on the trail. You also get some hikers. The nice thing of this trail network, it just goes on for miles. These trails will all connect, and you can end out kind of at what we call East County in San Diego Valley and that area on the same network of trails. So that makes it pretty cool. Yeah, so again, plodding right up this thing. The torque on the motor is interesting. It responds to how much effort you put in. So if you kind of go very light, it throttles back, but if you hammer some torque into it, it definitely matches that. So make sure I don't startle this fella here. Rider back on your left. Thank you, sir. Have a good day. And this leg of the trail actually brings you out in the Sweetwater campground, little RV campground here, which interestingly I have never camped at, but probably should consider it. My wife and I really like getting off grid, and so campgrounds, I mean, this is a nice campground, but we'd rather just be off on our own somewhere. What is that? That's kind of cool looking. Things you don't see every day on the trail. Sounds like a diesel. It's a Mercedes. That's pretty neat. I don't know what that is. It's not a Unimog. Maybe it's built on a Unimog. I can't really tell. Lime green though. All right, so here we go. Time to leave asphalt yet again. You see the water tower in the distance. We're getting closer. There's also a beautiful reservoir here on the right. This is a really scenic ride. As I said, not being very technical, but you get a lot of reward on this ride just because it's so pretty. The flowers are still blooming because San Diego's had pretty record rainfall of late. So lots of flowers, lots of growth, lots of green. Far more than usual. All right, so again, just kind of walking up this hill without a whole lot of challenge. I'm really breathing hard. And again, considering my fitness isn't great, but I usually huff and puff on this thing on an analog bike, so I can make it without stopping, but I'm breathing hard. Warm enough today, we may see, kind of keep an eye out for snakes. Rattlesnakes are pretty common out here, so. Hopefully the camera can pick this up as we come up over here with the reservoirs. Beautiful water, it's just an incredible shade of blue, and it's a nice day, it's sunny, it's warm, a little breeze. And here we are coming up to the water tower, so. It's Sweetwater Regional Park. And then there's a network of trails back down. There's a fire road that I'm on now. You can take that down, and it's a pretty decent little switchback, but it's, you know, kind of gravelly. We'll get up here to the top. I'll take a sip of water, and then we'll hit the downhill. And 28 minutes into this ride, and here we go to the little summit. Oh man, look at that. Don't you know what that was? All right, we'll just ride through this because I can. And here we are at the summit. And again, that's another little plus of this assisted motor, is these kind of little rocky chunks. You can get a little momentum and some torque to get up and over those things, like if your legs can't do it. So a lot of times I hit those and push with all my might and nothing happens. Anyway, really pretty up here. Beautiful day. I'm gonna grab a sip of water. Again, we are 29 minutes and 4 3/4 miles into this ride. So this is probably about the halfway point. And so far so good. And I'm still showing a full charge here. Water in me. Been about a minute, not too long. And we'll go on and start the descent here. And now I get to play with the suspension a little bit, because again, I'm trying to get this all dialed in, and this is just see how it feels. Kind of take the chunkier lines on some of this. See if I like the compression and the damping and the rebound. All right, let's see. There used to be a trail here. I believe it's still, yep, that's still here. So this one's kind of fun. It's a little chunkier than most of the stuff out here, so can get you a little taste of some rocks. Nothing major, but oh, yeah, it's kind of washed out there, I gotta admit. All right, so I kind of like the suspension. It's doing everything it's supposed to do for me. Yeah, nice, okay. I kind of think, you know, that's at least my riding style. That felt very forgiving. Didn't feel like I was bouncing off the rocks or anything. I'll take this harder. Yeah, it's nothing really, but all right. Might be a little overgrown. That's crazy. I remember when there was absolutely nothing going on this thing. Smacking my ankles pretty good. Just kind of a different loop trail on this than what we took climbing. Oh, this is so much fun. I gotta say, I mean, like, this wouldn't have been a recovery ride normally. These little shoot hills and things, again, not killer, but now just poking along, I'm just fine. Which again encourages me to get out and ride more, because I don't talk myself out of it, because it's like convincing myself it'll be too hard and I'll potentially overtrain or whatever. All right, so we'll cruise on back down to the golf course. Yeah, I kind of like this thing. Gotta admit. Squirrel! I'm gonna run over and see the backside of this golf course is open or not. Last time I came out here, it was still closed, so we'll see. Tune back in a second. Okay, it looks like the trail is now open. I was out here a while ago, it was completely closed, but now I can kind of see why. This used to be just a little single track opening, and now obviously it's all graveled and widened a bit. We had some significant flooding. This creek off to the right here was probably exceeding this bank during the height of a couple of the floods. It displaced a few people in their houses, and kind of a big deal for San Diego. We don't normally flood people out around here. All right, and there's a stable here, so we're always trying to be very respectful for the horses and the owners here. But yeah, it looks like that bridge might have even gotten knocked away. That's pretty interesting. Very different. That's another pretty little place here. As I said, you got the stables to the right where people can keep their horses down here. Oh, got some soft stuff. Again, having that power is very nice. And those things come up on you unexpectedly. And then decent little punch climb here. pretty nice. Pretty nice, easy to climb. And hopefully the rest of this trail is open. Maybe, maybe not. Oh, they're working here. Guess this is all right. All right, cool. I think the trail is open. Oh, no shit, the trail is not open. All right. So I guess they are still working on it, just farther down. That's the way it goes sometimes. So I'm essentially paralleling the trail I was on. It's down there to my left. Let's see if we can pick it up a little bit farther down here. Again, right here. Hopefully. Oh, they did a lot of work on this too. This used to be just a washed out mess. Like that was a whole lot deeper and worse. So that's nice. At least it's rideable. Definitely not technical here now anymore. Tell you, with this bike, you just kind of want to keep riding, and that's gotten me into trouble a couple of times already because I'm still not at that level of fitness yet. But it's so much fun. It just begs you to keep riding. Yeah, I think I like the suspension all open. My ride the other night, hitting baby heads and stuff, it was pretty, it was pretty bouncy. All right. So for the sake of time, I'm going to bow back out here. This will put us back on the way we came in. All right, well, how you doing? I always try to be really respectful. I don't want to sour relations between the horse folks and the mountain bike folks because a lot of push to close these. How are you? It's like a good time. You gotta love it down here, man. It's awesome. I was sipping a couple of cold ones, listening to some music, riding the horses. I love America, man. Freaking awesome. All right, so anyway, we'll head back to the golf course from here. Okay, we're coming back up to the intersection and the construction. So hopefully these guys will give me another solid. Let me cross. Ready, Skidder? Got it. Got to go around the cones. I don't want to go around the cones. So again, I find myself back on a bike path when I don't want to be. But all right, well, that's the way it goes. Okay, and I'm going to take advantage of that and go. All right, cool. So now we're on the long climb back up to the house. So we're at almost 8.3 miles. We've been riding for 51 minutes, and the first light just burned out at the highest setting. So let's call it 51 minutes, and 20% of the battery has now gone down on its highest, most assisted setting. So that means 3.5, maybe even 4 hours. You say roughly an hour per light, but even say 40 minutes of light at its highest setting, you can kind of do the math. And you'd have like 2.5 hours even at 30 minutes. So, and honestly, you don't need to ride this thing at its highest setting. My heart rate's 120 right now, and I'm climbing. So you can definitely dial that back on a normal ride. When I ride with my wife, who's on a analog bike, I usually put it on the lowest setting, and that's very comparable to me riding my analog bike. So feels about the same. The hills are about the same. I'm granny gear in the climbs and whatnot. So it's a nice little neighborhood back here in Bonita too. Some cute homes back here. It's pretty quiet. Although it looks like they're building something here. Is that a house or an apartment complex? Gotta be apartments. Huh. That's new since the last time I was here. Yeah, a lot of these houses are really cute. So we are just steadily climbing up. I gotta say, it's really a great day. This is just nice. Kind of needed this. You get kind of down on life sometimes, you know. Seems like everything's working against you. And then you just go out on a, randomly go out on a ride, and all of a sudden your whole outlook on life has changed. This will be good. Yeah, all good. All right, I'll tune back in here. Kind of just does this for a bit. I'll keep you posted on battery and whatnot. I mean, what a game changer. It's like, this is, you know, I can ride whether I'm tired or whether I'm sore, or it's just really very forgiving. Game changer is an overused word, but it really is. And again, it's not for everybody. You know, obviously this is not an inexpensive bike. And if you're a marathon Ironman level athlete, you probably don't need this. But if you're an average Joe, so to speak, and weekend warrior, you get to ride on the weekends mostly, then something like this I would definitely consider. My son's got a Trek EXE, kind of one of the competitors to this. Really great bike. Comes in a lot more options for build, so you can get into it at a much cheaper price point. I think this thing only has like three or four builds tops, so you're somewhat limited. And they're probably comparable. Santa Cruz just really feels solid to me. It's my first Santa Cruz, to be honest with you. I've never had one before. Okay, there's this punchy little climb coming up. Again, we're in the full power mode. I've got lots of gears at my disposal here. And historically, this was, again, another climb I could make on my analog bike, but it was a butt kicker. And then after that, you had the paved climb after that. So it was kind of a double whammy. And again, on a day where you just didn't want to kill yourself, it would be easy to talk yourself out of doing it. So yeah, it basically runs up beside this little dam here. And you can hear a little bit of the motor in this higher settings. Honestly, you know, my hearing's not great, but in the lower settings, I don't even hear the motor. All right, let's see what happens here. All right, I'm pushing up this like I know what I'm doing. Yes, not bad at all. Not bad at all. And I've still got 3 gears left. Sweet. Yeah, I mean, I used to just stop there and breathe for about 20 minutes. All right, and then the paved hill back to the house. And we're done. Let's see how this goes. It's another one of these climbs that starts out kind of mellow and then gets steeper as you get closer to the top. So gotta kind of earn this one. All right, so my heart rate's about 126. I'm not hammering it. I'm just spinning my legs up this thing. Looks like I'm about 8th gear, which just used to be a granny gear, a 2nd gear climb for me. All right, coming back in. This is the last little steeper section of this street. Decent little hill on Canyon Drive here on the border of Bonita and Chula Vista. So I can spin this out and plow right up this hill. Still running a heart rate around 121 right now. Again, definitely not hammering it. And a little more climbing. I'm a fan of the axis shifting system. It's just really clean and precise. All right, so 125, 126. So again, somebody who's an expert in your heart rate, I'm 60, so not sure what I don't think my max heart rate's supposed to be that high anymore, so. But the other night I was riding the trail, it was pretty technical, and I was up in the 170s there for a bit on one of the climbs on this bike, so it was it was pretty hard, at least for me. All right, so up here is the end of the climb, and that's it. Go around the corner. Yeah, I could go to 130 here, so not bad at all. And back to the house. All right, so we are a little over 10 miles. Call it 10.4. 10.4 by the time I'm in. Been riding for an hour and 3 minutes. Climbed 976 feet. And in that time, I am still somewhere between the 20 and the 40% battery range. So again, there's the stats. Yeah, well, just shy of 10.5 miles with 20% of the battery down. So if you're worried about the longevity or running out of battery, unless you're you're going for a really, really long ride, this thing has got more than enough power to do it. So more on that then. Hopefully this was helpful if you're thinking about getting one of these. So I can tell you personally, so far I'm incredibly impressed. So we'll do some more on the suspension and some other stuff as I get to know this ride a little bit better. So all right, thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.